Vaping. The action or practice of inhaling or exhaling vapor containing nicotine and other flavoring through an electronic device designed for this purpose. How many people do you know that have partaken in vaping? Don't be one of those people to partake in vaping. Keep your loved ones, your family members, your friends, and yourself safe, and don't partake in vaping. According to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, a survey in 2019 stated that more than 5 million U.S. high school and middle school students have partaken in vaping within the past 30 days. Again, more than 5 million. That is a ton of kids participating in vaping. These kids are all at the age of 18 or under. Today, I'm going to caution you about the alarming dangers and the rising prominence of vaping. In order to do this, I'm going to first talk about the dangers that vaping presents. Then I'm going to caution you about the causes and the motives behind vaping. And finally, I will cover some solutions, both large and small scale, to help end this vaping pandemic. First, I'm going to start off by talking about the problems associated with vaping. There are two main problems associated with vaping. First of all, it damages the lungs. Vaping leads to many lung-related issues. The Wall Street Journal stated in November of 2019 that confirmed and probable causes of vaping-related lung issues have risen to over 1,080 across 48 states. All of these lung-related issues had the same common ground: vaping. The vaping contains all sorts of things. You don't know what that you are putting into your body. These things are eating away at your lungs and damaging them. Now I'm going to talk about the second problem. It slows down the brain development. According to the US Fed News Service, the most efficient route of absorption is smoking. After just 30 minutes of exposure, the brain concentration declines due to the nicotine distribution to other body tissues. As you inhale the vapor, it is going straight to your head within a matter of minutes. Repeatedly doing this act is going to cause your brain to slowly break down, slowing down the brain development. Now that I've talked about the problems associated with vaping, I'm going to talk about the causes and motives behind vaping. There are two main causes of vaping. First of all, vapes are targeted towards a very young age group. This was for a purpose. The vaping industry decided to make vapes targeted towards a young age group for a number of reasons. First of all, they knew that if they had a young age group of customers, they are going to have customers for a very long time. These customers were going to stick with them throughout their lives. Second of all, kids and younger kids don't have fully developed brains. These fully developed brains aren't able to make amazing decisions. These decisions that kids are making aren't being made by adults. According to the Wall Street Journal, 80% of the people who vape are under the age of 35. This is for a reason. The vaping industry targets their vapes towards a young age group. The second cause of vaping is the nicotine in vapes is extremely addicting. The nicotine in vapes leaves you wanting to come back for more. And when you don't have more to come back to, you're going to get withdrawals and symptoms of not having the nicotine in your system. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration stated that nearly 1 million of e-cigarette users that are in their youth use nicotine in the product daily in their daily lives. And 1.6 million use the product more than 20 times per month. This is showing that the nicotine in the vapes is very addicting and causing kids and vape users to need the product in their everyday lives and their monthly lives. Now that I've talked about the causes associated with vaping, I'm going to talk about some solutions to end vaping. First, I'm going to talk about a large-scale solution. A large-scale solution would be to ban vaping nationally. This would solve all the problems of vaping and all the health issues related to vaping. However, it is going to take a long time to get to that step. It's going to take a lot of bills and laws passed in order to get to that main step. It is a very common misconception that vaping is an aid to help stop smoking. According to the Internal Journal of environmental research and public health, many people believed that vaping is a safer and healthier alternative to smoking. Well, that's just not true. Instead of using vaping as an alternative to smoking, there are replacements to aid the cessation of vaping gradually. This would be a smaller scale effect that you can do in your everyday lives. According to the Archives of Internal Medicine, Chicago, nicotine replacement therapy is an effective treatment for nicotine-dependent users. Items to help with this nicotine therapy would be things such as patches and gum that slowly reduce the amount of nicotine entering your system daily. Now that I've covered some solutions, we're going to review everything we've talked about today. Today, I first talked about the problems that vaping presents. Then I talked about the causes and motives behind vaping. And finally, I covered some solutions to help put an end to this vaping pandemic. I have cautioned you about the alarming dangers and the rising prominence of vaping. Don't be one of the people to partake in vaping. Keep the vapor containing nicotine and flavoring out of your lungs and out of your life forever. Do yourself, your friends, your family, and your loved ones a favor.